Yes, guys, how we doing? It's finally here, the Champions League final. Manchester City's first ever appearance in the final. The Champions League is here, and we're going to discuss it. The main talking points. Now, before you get into it, if you've not already watched our video from yesterday, go check that out. We discussed the pros and cons of either Aguero, Torres, or Bernardo Silva in the false nine. So go check that out and then come straight back here. But we're going to set a light target for today, guys. It's a big one. We're going to go for 1,500. So smash a thumbs up on the video if you do enjoy it. And subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Hit the notification bell. We're trying to get to 35,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be massively appreciated. And guys, none of this would be possible without our exclusive sponsors of the Champions League on City Extra. It is the guys at Manscaped. Now, Manscaped got loads of products on the market, guys, but I'm going to tell you about one in particular today, and it is this, the Lawnmower 3.0, guys. And basically, if you've got a bush below your waist, you know what I mean, you want to have a trim, it's getting too long, that is the products for you guys. And it's Father's Day, of course, next month, so if you want to, you know what I mean, help your dad out, you know what I mean, you don't have to do it yourself. You know, it's for him to do.
Don't do it yourself. Don't help your dad.
It's for him, you know what I mean, you get the products for your dad, innit? You don't do it for your dad, you know what I mean, there's a difference. But now, guys, you can save 20% and get yourself free shipping. Head over to manscaped.com, code EXTRA, that's XTRA, 20% off and free shipping. Now, help your dad out, but not in that way. Right, okay, let's get into it, Bray. So obviously we did the video yesterday, so we're going to follow on from that right now, and it's what do we do? You know, we spoke about the pros and cons of Torres, Aguero, and the false nine system, and now we're going to tell you what we would do. Now, I've really been liking the Ferran Torres thing in the last couple of weeks. I really have. However, I think the sending off, was it in the Brighton game, where he only ended up getting 15 minutes? That really put a massive dent in his hopes of playing in the Champions League final, because I just don't think we've seen quite enough of him. And of course, he didn't play the full game in the last match of the season. So that for me really put a sort of a dent in him. Aguero, I wasn't really holding too much hope for Aguero. However, he come in the last game of the season and scored 2 magnificent goals. And as we spoke yesterday in the video, Sergio Aguero doesn't need to be in top form for him to be effective, because he's so good at finishing. However, I think what we've both decided is we're going to go false nine. It's got us to this part of this season. It's done so well all season. And, you know, there was a little, you know, the horses were fighting back at the end, bro, in Ferran Torres and Aguero. But I think we've just got to go with what's our strongest team. And I believe, bro, that's a false nine system.
Yeah, the false nine is 100% the strongest. It's not that we've not thought about it either. Like you say, we did, do you know what I mean? They were kind of creeping up in our thoughts, thinking, should we actually switch it up? Is this something that we'd like to see? But I just think stick to your guns, stick to the winning formula that we've found this season. This is what's been working for us. The team know it really well. And, you know what I mean, if we do need a goal, at least we have these players who can score goals on the bench, so we can bring them on. Players like Aguero and Torres would be deadly to bring on with their, you know what I mean, their goals coming from recently. So I think it's best to start with the best team, and then if it goes wrong, then change it.
I absolutely agree, guys. Now, I know some people want Aguero to start because it's his last ever game. Some people might even want Torres to start because he has looked really sharp and clinical when he's played. But I think we've just got to go for the false nine system. Let us know what you think in the comment section below on that. Are you happy with a false nine? Or do you think we should be playing a striker? And if so, would you go Aguero, who's not really that fit but is clinical? Or would you go Torres, who's obviously much more fit but still a bit young? Let us know in the comment section below. Talk about Aguero. This is going to be his last ever game for this football club at a competitive match. We've been talking about this now for a number of weeks, as it's sort of been announced, you know, a month or two ago whenever Aguero announced it. And it's slowly been creeping on us, and we are now here. Like, after this match, you will never ever see this man play for our club again. You know what I mean? And that's really sad, really emotional. You know what? It's kind of fitting that he said that he'd never leave the club until we won the Champions League, and the last match that he could ever be involved in is the Champions League final. Like, in my head, bro, I'm like, it's meant to be. I was watching Owen Hargreaves on a BT video today, and he said, like, he feels that fate, like, it's you know, it's in City's hands. Like, his fate is meant to be. It's destined for Manchester City, and I think Aguero, his story, I just think it's powerful, man.
I think everyone wants him to play for this fairy tale moment, this fairy tale ending to his career at City. Everyone wants him to play for that reason. However, I think this whole fairy tale thing has been underlying. The fact that he said that years ago, and like you say, it could be his last game where we do win the Champions League, he said he'd stay until we win the Champions League. It feels like it's chapter complete. It's like the Vinny moment where he scored that goal against Leicester. That was very much chapter complete for Vinny, and I feel like it would be the same for Aguero, even if he decided not to leave it. And it wasn't like we didn't know yet. I think potentially if we do the Champions League, he would have decided that anyway because he's kind of won it all. Then you know what I mean? He's got to that point and he's gone, yeah, we did it. And I feel like we win the Champions League. And it's such a fitting send-off for one of the best strikers that's ever graced the football world.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would be nice for him to come on. I think the only way he's not going to get on the pitch, in my opinion, tomorrow, because I think Pep will, Pep is a ruthless guy. Like, he won't, we've seen him not play Aguero when people have been like, oh, why can't you just play Aguero?
Team comes first.
Yeah. The only way that I don't think Aguero comes on the pitch tomorrow is if we're like 1-0 up with a few minutes to go. I think at that point Pep's like, nah, I don't want Aguero on the pitch, because in that situation we want
you don't want to risk it.
You want defensive players, or you want players that are really going to press. You know what I mean? Aguero's not going to do that. I think any other score, like if we're battering him, it'd be mint if we were, he'd come on. If we need goals, he'd probably come on. But yeah, if we're like 1-0 with a couple of minutes to go, I think that's the only way Sergio doesn't get on the pitch. So yeah, again, let us know in the comment section below. Are you wanting Aguero to come on the pitch at some point tomorrow, or do you just think we should just be ruthless, and if it's not good for the situation, don't bring him on? One player that has been worrying me a lot, especially today, because I've been thinking today, who's going to cause us problems for Chelsea? And it's not someone who's going to cause us problems defensively, but I think he's going to be really, really tricky to get past, and it's Kante. You just said before we started recording, he's the best centre defensive midfielder in world football. I agree with that. He is absolutely insane.
He's incredible.
Like, it's difficult to understand what sort of value. I know he's like might be a little bit older now, but seriously, like, if he was like 26, 27 now, I don't know how old he is. He could be 26, 27. I don't think he is. If he was 26, 27, he'd be worth absolute, like, cash. Like, big cash, because he's just insane. And I really, really worry about us trying to get past him and him stopping us and blocking all our sort of creative flows and stuff. Like, for me, tomorrow, I think if Chelsea win the Champions League, I reckon Kante will end up getting man of the match, because I think he's going to end up stopping us. I'm looking at our team and I'm like, how are we not going to create chances tomorrow? How are we not going to score goals? It's Kante. Kante is the answer.
I think he'll be pivotal in the match. I generally do. I agree with you, bro. I think he's going to have a massive impact on the game. And do you know what I mean? He pretty much dictate it, really, how it goes. I think he'll break down our phase of attack, and that's what he'll be there to do. Obviously, he's going to have such a big role to play. And when you're playing against someone of this caliber, this kind of like this really good player, innit? It's always going to be difficult. Do you know what I mean? You have to respect the other side in that. Like that, they do have some good players, Chelsea, and Kante is obviously one of the better ones. And it is going to be difficult for City to break to get past them, because he'll be breaking them down, and he's rapid. He just gets about. He's like their own like Fernandinho, innit? So it will be difficult. It's just about how Pep plays around that, how Pep plays around him, and obviously we don't know how that's going to be. I think we like we said before, going with the false nine does offer us a bit more bolstering in the midfield. Yeah. So I think that could be key there of getting round Kante.
I agree. You got to like pass the ball really quick around him. Obviously he's good at interceptions, so that's a problem. You got to make sure your passes are accurate and hit with power, so you can't intercept him. But yeah, I would agree with that. And yeah, Kante is a massive, massive danger man. I think for me, him and probably Mount are the two that I'm really, really worried about, Most of the other players are good players, but it's like, they're the two. Like, if we don't win, I'm looking at Kante and I'm looking at Mount, and one of them two's had a massive part to play. And that's the way I see it. Right, Pep Guardiola, he's not won this Champions League. I think it's like 10 years he's not won it now. Obviously, he was out of management for a bit, but yeah, this is a massive, massive day for Pep. It's a massive game. Obviously, he's under a lot of pressure, not particular from me or like other City fans. There'll be some City fans that think he needs to win it, but I'm pretty chill. But there is an element of some City fans and just generally the wider footballing audience that feel that Pep has to win the Champions League again. He didn't win it at Bayern, he's still not won it at City. We're in this position now against a team which, to be honest, if you would have said to most City fans, your first Champions League is going to be against Chelsea, what do you think about that? Most City fans would be like, I'll take that. You know what I mean? I'd rather play them than like a PSG or a Bayern Munich or a Barcelona when they're in the prime, or Real Madrid when they're in the prime, or Juventus. So there is pressure on Pep, because obviously he's not been in this situation now for a long time. He's not won the Champions League in a long time. And it's just, will he make some weird decision is basically what I'm trying to ask you. I mean, he's done it before in the Champions League. He's not done it really this season, to be fair to him. He's kind of kept it sort of standard and just played a standard system. But in the biggest game of them all, will Pep do a madness and play like a 5 at the back or some mad thing? You know what I mean? He's done it before, and I'm begging that he doesn't. But at the end of the day, he's paid the money. He's got to make the call.
He's the one that's going to make the call, and if he does it, I pray it works.
Yeah,
I think he seems pretty confident in himself, and he should be. He should be confident.
Yeah.
We have a very good team, and
he
I
seems
think
calm as well, bro.
Very calm. Well, did you see, in the interview with Rio Ferdinand that he did, which is really good. He said in that the pressure isn't really coming from anyone but outside. It's not coming from the team. It's not coming from the board. To win the Champions League, it's literally just coming from the media and stuff, and that's because they're not going to regard him as successful unless he wins this Champions League, and that's just a fact. It's just one of them things where he's kind of plagued by it, and I think if he does win it, it'd be a massive relief on him, and for the pressure from the outside. But you can't let that phase you. Obviously, he's paid the big money to be in the position that he's in, and do you know what I mean? He's won 14 of 15 finals, which is unreal. That is a next level record. So I back him all the way, innit?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I back him. And even if he does pull a madness out, I back him to have done a good madness. You know what I mean? I ain't going to be like... I probably will be panicking because I'll be nervous. You know what I mean? We know what the standard team can perform, and if he does something that we've never seen before, I will be nervous, but I'm not going to be slagging him off, you know, unless it goes drastically wrong before the game. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, he's the best manager in the world, and if Pep has seen something in the videos or training or whatever in his tactics to think I need to change something to make sure that we win the game, then we've got to get behind the team, get behind Pep, and support the team throughout the game, you know what I mean? And then after the game, if something happens, we can talk about it. It can be like, why did he do that? And maybe he couldn't come out and explain. But it's just going to be a madness, man. I'm kind of nervous now. The nerves have been setting in. Yeah. Right, okay, let's go through the team lineup then. I don't think there'll be many shocks here. We're going to go Edison, Walker. I think, you know... He deserves it, to be honest, Kyle Walker. And what I would say, we've got Zinchenko at left back. We don't need our fullbacks to be bombing forward. Like Stones and Diaz, we're going Stones and Diaz in the final. We're going Fernandinho because I think that Rodri's kind of played himself out of the team, and he really, bro.
I think just because of his own errors of cost him really that spot. I feel bad for him because pretty much every lineup, if you go back for our videos, we always pick Rodri. We've always picked Rodri over Fernandinho because people will say, yeah, he's doping that, but he has had a good season. It's just these individual errors recently, I think, has cost him his place in this Champions League final. I beg it's not a Rodri and Fernandinho. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see a double pivot.
Yeah, that I don't want to see a double pivot. We've gone Gundogan, Bernardo, no real shocks there, and then we've gone Mahrez, Foden, and Kevin De Bruyne. So going back to the fullbacks point is you got Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, Mahrez, Bernardo, Gundogan. You don't need your fullbacks to be bombing forward in this game. You need your defence to be solid and defend. Yeah. Let the attacking players create. Because at the end of the day, if we don't score a goal, no one's going to be going, oh, it's because we didn't have fullbacks. Like... I mean, I'll be looking at... I'll be like, well, why did Gundogan not create? Why did Bernardo not create? Why did Foden not create? Why did Mahrez not create? Why did Kevin De Bruyne... I'm not going to be going, oh, it's because Walker can't put a cross in. Like, Walker and Zinchenko just need to stay tight, stay compact, and defend and keep a clean sheet, man.
When you look at the way that they're going to get their goals, I think it's very much going to be on the counter-attack. I
agree.
So for them to stay tight, not overcommit, I think that's going to be key in this game. Yeah. They need to chill, hold the line in it with the rest of the defence. So that'll be key to stopping their counters. Yeah, they're rapid, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's mad. It's going to be really, really exciting. We'll obviously be doing our live watch along, guys. So hopefully you guys who are not in Porto will come and join us because it's going to be an incredible night and one that, you know, it could be a historic moment. The first ever Champions League that we're going to win. Oh, could win. It's gonna be great. Guys, I want to say a massive thank you again to Manscaped, the sponsor of our Champions League final content this week. Go check it out, guys. Manscaped.com. Use code extra, you get 20% off and free shipping. It is Father's Day as well next month, guys. So if you want to get your dad a good present in it to make him smooth, then go check him out. Make sure you leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you guys in the next one. See you in a bit.